Hi Professor and everyone. So this is ChiBui. So this is my recorded video regarding the Capstone project. So our Capstone project is about a marketing platform which is encourage the small and medium merchant to increase their business by encourage the client buy more products by issuing the punch card. For example, like you can buy a 10 product and get one free, etc. So the scope of the project is mostly focused on the back end, and uh, from my side, so I have implemented these API below. For example, like create product unit, attribute, category, product group, add-on, and etc. So for the technology, we use Spring Boot as long as MongoDB to implement our project. And for the architecture of the project, we use MVC model to we define the model and the data object transfer with mapping from the object we send from the controller and map into the model and save into the database. For the repository, we extend from the Mongo repository and define our custom repository to save the object into the database. For the services, we have like the interface and the concrete class. So for the interface, which contain the contract, I mean the function which gonna be used by the client, and the concrete class gonna implement like the function in the interface. The controller we will provide on the API for the front end, and user send a request via the API. And for the validation, we use like the assisted validation provided by Spring Boot and our custom validation as well. For the database design, so this is the database model, and it's created by King. This is like our database design. So we have many things in here. And for the GUI design, so the GUI is like dependent on the sponsor team, and this so currently we don't have like the GUI for demo for now. Regarding the demonstration, I gonna demo what I have done in the project, which mean like on the API which implemented by me. So first I gonna demo the three API for the product unit, attribute, and categories. They are almost the same, and I gonna use Postman to do it. Okay, so as you can see on the screen here, so this is like the JSON body for the product units. So I'm gonna send the post request. So after that, like I gonna get like the response of the created product unit, and I can like update it. So you see I got it updated, and I gonna do the get again. So here this is like our created product unit, and I can delete it as well. So do a get again, nothing. So it's quite similar for the product attribute and the product category. And so I'm gonna move forward to like demo for the product group, the create, read, update, and delete for the product group. So one important thing is like on our my demo is like choosing the configuration, which is like send the request to the server here. For the product group, for in the JSON, we're gonna need the image. I'm gonna send the image. So our own image gonna be stored in S3 server, and King also help us like to set up and do the common function for this one. So on the field in the JSON, he's like have been validate if the user send anything wrong, so it's gonna send out it's gonna respond with the error. So for example, like on the information he is correct with the valid image and valid product, so the user gonna receive like 201 created. For example, if I said something wrong here, which means like the image not accepted or something, so it's gonna send the bad request or like the invalid product. So it's gonna send the back respond back the bad request. Okay. So for now we're gonna get the product we have just created here, and I'm gonna do update it. So we can update on the field in here like the name, description, image, or like the product as well. For this one I try to update the name and update the description. So I send a request. So we got the updated product here. So I get back, you see it's update. And I also like implement the API to add the list of product into a product group. Here, add and delete the product into product group. So I gonna do the demoist for now as well. So this is the API first. Like we have the valid product list in the JSON here. So I'm gonna send the request. So the most important thing is here we have the constraint between the product group and product. So whenever like you update the products into the product group, so the product group also have been added back into the products. So I'm gonna double check. So here you can see like we have like the product group with the n number 111, and the products number is like 406. So I'm gonna go to the product and get the products, and you're gonna see. So you see like the product group 111 also like added into the product. And I also like can delete the product into like the but remove the product out of like the product group. You see, I can send a request and it has been removed. So as same as above, like whenever you remove the product out of the product group, like product also have been product group also have been removed out of the products. And lastly, I can delete the product group as well. So I send a request. Okay, so if I send the request again, it's like a return a file for not found. If I do the request, here's nothing show. So that is for the product group. So next I'm gonna move to the add-on group and add or delete add-on into the add-on group. So the add-on group is quite similar to the product groups. The only difference here is like the add-on field, which I'm gonna show you guys right now. So the add-on group pause. So we have the add-on is true here because like we mapping between the DTO and the model. So in the JSON, the client send the request to the controller. It doesn't need to include the add-on attribute. So we have like the DTO here, the add-on DTO. So 1 second, add-on. Yeah, so this is the DTO. So he's here like he's gonna map between the DTO and the model. I mean the actually object. So we can like do the update for this add-on. Yeah, similar we can like update on the field. So here you see, and if you like you get it back here, here's the update. Yeah, similar you can like add the add-ons into the add-on group, which is like this one, that's number 7. So here you see, okay, so I have just add the add-on number 753 into the add-on group A24. So for now I'm gonna double check in the add-on. For some reason, 1 second. Here you see, so we have this group, add-on group also been added into the add-on. So and next I'm gonna update by adding an add-on into the add-on groups using like this API. Maybe there's something wrong, so I'm gonna try to delete. Send. Okay, maybe like I also added it into like the add-on group. So try it again. Okay, you see, so it works successfully for now. So I can also like delete the add-on group as well. Send. So I received 200. Okay. So the last thing I'm gonna demo is like the create for the merchant store. So this is for the merchant store. This is like the post request. So in the body I also need the image. I'm gonna send the post request to get the image string. So for now, like the image just start into my local server. After like I send this one, send the request, so the image is gonna be stored into like the S3 server with the HTTP here. Sorry, pause. Copy, so I'm gonna open it for you guys. So here's the email I just like sent. So I also like can update this merchant store. Put again here I can update on the field, of course, like on the field have been validated. If you send something wrong, so it's gonna decline your request. For example, like if you send something wrong here, send, so it's gonna have the best request. So if I send it back, here you see the operation time on Monday is changed to like 8 a.m. and the most important thing like in the merchant store is like we can get the merchant store based on the location with the client provided the longitude, latitude, as well as like the distance. When I send a request, so I guess the list of the merchant store based on like the distance, longitude and latitude. So here you can see like we have like several return back. So if I narrow it down, you see nothing. If I change it to 100 kilometers, so we have something. If I change to 1000 kilometers, we have like some more result. So that's pretty much regarding to the API which implemented by me. So get the merchant store based on the location. And one more thing for the validation, so we write a lot of validations here. So for example, this validations is implemented in this class. So yeah, that's the ways we make the code in our project much more clearer. So I have just finished my demo, and for the challenging, like it took me a lot of time like to learn Spring Boot and the MongoDB. Yeah, for example, like the search merchant store by location, it took me like nearly 2 weeks to find out the solution. So another challenge is like for the teamwork, because we have different schedules, so it's kind of like hard to communicate among the team, and it's lack of communication. So during the Capstone project, so I have learned a lot, and also I have learned a lot from my teammate Kiên Trần and Tường Võ. So their coding skill are quite pretty good in my opinion. So I have learned a lot from them, and I also like learn the ways how like the team work, because like we have two-way Spring, and the team communicates using like Slack channel. So we have like weekly meeting when we can update the progress with our sponsor and other team member. So it seems like we work in the real project, and like the so I have learned a lot the way like the team communicates, like how they can like resolve their impediment and update to the other team member regarding like their status. And I also would like to thank a lot like to sponsor Saber, because he helped us a lot like during we implement our Capstone project. So that is pretty much about my side. Yeah, thank you so much for listening.